Now it's over to Studio 5, that's Gay's studio, where Monica Moody is standing by with her own little show. The lines are open and Monica will take your calls between now and 6 o'clock. OK, you can go ahead, Monica. On the red, that's the little light beside the clock, Monica.
Yeah, but bring over that other microphone, Beta. Yes, over there, that's it. I'll get the bally going. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Breda. Butterfingers. I'm a bit on edge. I'm not myself. I'm 2 weeks late, Breda. Now, Garrett, can you leave that piano alone?
Oh, sorry, Monica. Just making sure it's in tune for later on.
Just stop it, Garrett, OK?
Oh, right.
Anyway, Breda, like I said, I'm 2 weeks late, and I know what you're thinking. I know. I'm no spring chicken. Fine. But I'm a woman, Breda. I still have my needs and my juices. And anyway, did you see that woman in the papers who had the baby at 53? It happens, Breda. Move those chairs there, would you? And Tony is still quite demanding. Do you know what I mean, Breda? Huh? Oh, no, of course you don't. Anyway, look, I got a home testing kit on the way in. Apparently you just put this little thing in the glass here and leave it for half an hour. So I'll know by the end of the show. I'll leave it on the table here. Will you let me know if it turns pink? I should probably get on to Gonzaga straight away. The waiting lists are a nightmare. Oh, and Breda, do you know how I can find out if it's a homosexual beforehand? Oh, here's the others. I'll leave this here, Breda. I'm ready, John. And welcome. It's another Sunday. It's another fabulous Monica Moody show. I'm Monica Moody. Will you let me in? Yes, well, coffee all round, Breda. Yes, Garrett, you just deal with that, will you? Now, I'm joined in the studio today by Brenda Bolger, who I'll be talking to in a moment about her charity work. Hello, Brenda.
Hello.
And we have marketing consultant Jim Madden, who's been looking at the Aer Lingus crisis. Welcome, Jim.
Hello, Monica.
And, of course, former world leader Dr. Garrett Fitzgerald, who's brought in a picture he's drawn for us.
Yes, it's
very nice, Garrett. Now, we've been looking through today's papers, and I see a lot of tributes to playwright John B. Keane. Some very moving words here, Garrett.
Yes, indeed. One of our leading writers. Statistically, John B. Keane
yes,
has written
indeed. A tragedy, a great loss. You know, might be all on for a state funeral. Yeah, I mean, like Neil Tobin could do a reading, maybe, and perhaps Siobhan McKenna. Huh?
No, she's in fact dead, Monica.
Is she? Oh, but it's a double tragedy then. Brenda Bolger, John B. Keane. Isn't it awful?
Well, Monica, I know why you're calling it a tragedy.
No, I know what you mean, Brenda. You're right. It's not a tragedy. After all, he'd a very good innings, didn't he? 65.
No.
Garrett, you've been 65. It is quite old, isn't it?
Well, in the Western or the First World, statistically 65 is a median age.
And all those plays. He achieved a huge amount and he's left a tremendous legacy.
Monica, I'm sorry if you'll forgive me for saying it. I think you've got the wrong end of the stick here now. He's not
be
actually...
fair, Brenda. I know some of the earlier plays weren't up to much. I mean, Sive was awful. And Big Maggie was dire, wasn't it? And as for Moll, but I saw The Field recently and it was breathtaking. Richard Harris was tremendous.
Yes, but Monica, he's not dead.
No, he isn't, is he? Funnily enough. Still alive, still carousing. I saw him in, that Clint Eastwood film. What was it?
Dirty Harry.
No, the other one, The Cowboys.
No.
Unforgiven, that's it. Oh,
Monica,
he was very good.
No, I mean, John B. Keane isn't
yes,
dead.
Sorry, off on a tangent there. I'm a bag of hormones. Yes, as we were saying, a great loss and a tragedy for the country. I noticed that his wife hasn't mentioned it in her newspaper column, though.
Well, does she have a column?
Oh, yes. Jim Madden, welcome. Look, no need to put up your hand. What was it? Look, see here, in the back of the Sunday Independent, and not a word about John B.
I didn't realise.
Monica, that's not his wife.
No, you're right, Brenda. I'm sorry. Insensitive me. His widow. The woman who destroyed John B. Keane's life and broke his spirit by running away to Dublin and joining the Sunday Independent.
Monica, you're completely wrong here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First of all,
Sorry, Brenda. Sorry if I'm not modern enough for you. Sorry if I'm the only one who thinks that a woman who runs off on her husband John B. Keane to start a gossip column in the Sunday Independent, leaving him short a wife and a barmaid, is pretty damn shabby behaviour. Pretty damn shabby, Garrett.
Monica, a number of facts need to be clarified
Absolutely.
here. First, John B. Keane is not, in fact, dead.
Enough, Garrett. Enough statistics, all of you. It's a dreadful loss. And I hope his widow, Terry, has the decency to return to the pub and continue his life's work. Look, we'll move on. Now... We're very big on charity here on the Monica Moody Show. Regular listeners will remember our chat with Coco Kavanagh a couple of shows back, and Garrett Fitzgerald is with us every week. Brenda Bolger, you're involved in one of my favourite areas, deprived children. You're president of CHIN, or Children Hurt by Irresponsible Naming. Brenda, can you tell us a little about that?
Certainly, Monica. Incidentally, I'd like to say I'm a really very big fan of the show. I've been listening to it for ages.
Thank you very much for that, Brenda. You're very special. Now, Brenda Bolger, CHIN, Children Hurt by Irresponsible Naming. What do you do exactly in a nutshell?
Well, Monica, CHIN is a group of adult children who've been scarred or in some cases driven mad by their stupid names.
Oh, I know, witness baby. Brenda, driven mad by their names. What kind of names are we talking about here? Examples?
Well, we found at CHIN that we can divide irresponsible naming into two categories. Now, the first group we call Irishie Makey Uppie.
And that would be what, Brenda?
Irishie Makey Uppie would be names like, let me see, Isha, Lisha, Nisha, Wisha, Geisha, Frisha, Sirsha, Siamsha, Fada, Lava, Fada, Fiacla, Shasuis, Bunty, Dandy, June and School Friend, Lemo Marco, those type of names.
Yes, and your group tries to help people with these names, many of whom have been driven completely insane.
Yes, unfortunately, that's right. Yeah. And we're also very concerned about celebrity children, children who've been named by parents who were drunk or on drugs or recently had a hit record. That seems to be a big trigger.
Oh, yes, like, what was it? What did Bob Geldof call his child? What was it? Oh, Fifi Trixabel, wasn't it?
Yes, very cruel. Unfortunately, Bob Geldof is no longer resident in Ireland, so there's very little we can do to help Fifi and her crazy named sisters.
Oh, tragic.
They're officially out of our jurisdiction, but we are very concerned at the moment, however, about you too.
I know, Larry, isn't it awful?
Yes, that's terrible, but we're more concerned about the age. Now, he is himself a victim of irresponsible naming, but with sons called Aaron and Blue, I think there's evidence that he's expressing his victim status through his children.
And Bono has a funny one as well, doesn't he?
That's right.
And God knows what Adam and Naomi are going to dream up for their unfortunate progeny.
Yes, what we hope to do now is to reach out to the parents before they name their children and also to help these children before they're driven mad by their names.
Very encouraging. It's a pity you were too late for Liam and Wainley,
That was a
But
shame.
can CHIN still help the children of you too, Brenda?
Oh, yes, definitely. We offer a wide variety of services now to our members.
Excellent, yes.
Ranging from 12-step counselling to nickname nurturing to electric shock therapy.
Yes.
We also offer a helpline for parents to try to prevent further irresponsible naming. For example, if a parent feels they're about to give their child a stupid name, they can call us up and we have a dictionary by the phone full of normal, good, proper names, to prevent them fecking around with names. And we've got names in it like Joseph, David, the normal, perfectly
Mary,
suitable
Anne,
names, John
the lovely
Bosco.
ones, yes.
And if they want to go a little bit wacky or different, they can choose Aisling or Cahill or Niamh. We would advise them to do that,
It's very moving. And you receive no state funding, isn't that right, Brenda?
Unfortunately, Monica, that's
Shameful,
true. We're funded purely from public donations.
Oh, yes.
So we have to charge a nominal fee to all our members. And there's a group rate for families and for hothouse flowers.
And I believe you're having a flag day this coming week, is that right?
That's right. We are. We'll have hundreds of people with stupid names out collecting for us. And Mervyn Taylor is very kindly going to auction something for us. He's actually one of our founder members.
Magic. Brenda, I have to ask, is there anything you can do for poor Aubrey Robinson?
Well, it's very difficult, Monica, but we are working on
Oh,
it.
excellent, because it would be a shame if he was driven mad by his
would.
name, wouldn't it?
Very
God
sad.
knows that woman has enough on her plate. Brenda Bolger, or Rainbow Warrior Child, as your mother calls you, you're doing marvellous work. You're easing the burden of hundreds of people with stupid makey-uppy names. Stay with us. I'm sure Garrett has lots of questions for you.
Oh, indeed, the
and we'll be
demography.
back with gardening after this.
Monica Moody, she's the best.
Now, I know from your letters that there are a lot of keen gardeners out there who enjoy the feature we call Gordon in the Garden, in which we visit the gardens of well-known celebrities in the company of gardening expert Gordon Bates. This week, we visit the much-admired garden of Thelma Mansfield. We're in the garden of Thelma Mansfield. There's a hedge at the back you can climb over. I'm with Gordon Bates. Now, Gordon, let's have a look around. What's this, for instance?
Well, Monica, this is a Philadelphus.
Yes.
Lovely specimen. Flowers midsummer. Very attractive foliage.
Yes, it is.
But you want to watch it in case it takes over.
Let's look over here. Now, I know this is a clematis, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes. This is a well-known Clematis alpina. Very well established. Flowers in late April.
Lovely.
A very good wall coverage.
Yeah.
But it spreads very fast, Monica. You need to watch this one in case she takes over.
Right, it's a lovely garden, isn't it? Lots of
yes.
trees, very good use of space. Very nice bedding, a little quirky. And that little naked boy fountain is very appealing, isn't it? It's south-facing, is it, Gordon?
Southwest, yes.
Right.
Now, do you see these climbers and creepers here?
Oh,
You
yes,
need to
yes.
be very careful with these. They're very clever. No, they're very sly. You can't turn your back on them for a minute.
Yeah,
Oh,
fine,
no.
Gordon, fine. Point taken. Now, let's just get a bit nearer the house. Those patio doors are very good, aren't they? We have them, funnily enough. Oh, nice big rooms, aren't they? That's a lovely piano. Not sure about that three-piece suite. Hey, wasn't that on the Live at 3 set once, Gordon?
Yeah. Now, you see, to keep a garden like this, you've got to be always on your guard, Monica.
Yeah.
You've got to be vigilant. You've got to
yes.
strike first.
Yes. Wait, shut up, Gordon. You know, I'd love to have a poke around the house. I'm sure Thelma wouldn't mind. Look, see that drain pipe over there? Come on, get over here, Gordon. Come, just keep talking, Gordon, for goodness sake. This is radio.
Yeah, now, you see, your organic weed killers won't work. You've got to use the old elbow grease. A good, sharp blade.
Hold my leg there, Gordon,
Oh,
just for
right.
a minute, will you? If I could just reach up. There's an
Oh,
open
easy.
window
Oh, yeah.
there. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, shh.
Who's there? Is there somebody there? I'm calling the police.
Oh, Beck. Gordon, get me down. Come on.
Yeah, you see, Monica, plants are the gardener's
Yeah,
enemy.
yeah,
They'll take
he's
over.
down.
Oh, they'll take over as soon as look at you.
Shut up, Gordon. Look, we'll have to leg it. Where's my bag? Oh,
I know there's someone there. The police are on their way.
shit. Gordon, oh, look, here's my bag. You go back and pretend you're a tramp or something. Oh, God, where's Garrett when you really need him?
No, I think we better stick together. They creep up on you, Monica.
Hey, look, just run for us,
Yeah, but can we
okay?
attack a few plants on the way?
Yes, okay, come on, run.
Oh, no, hold it till I get these. Hold on.
Make
right.
it snappy.
Come on, you little minxes. You think you can fool old Gordon, but no. Oh, you little scamps all painted up in your finery. I know what you're trying to do.
Oh,
Come on.
stop, Gordon.
Take
You're
that.
destroying all the plants. Oh, look, you missed that one there, the Hebe.
Oh,
Come on.
right, now, come on, you bitch.
Oh, look, come on,
Oh, I have you
run.
now. What do you- Go.
No, someone's there.
Here, give me a hand with these gnomes. Come on, hurry, Gordon, hurry. Oh, wait a minute.
Helma, I hate your garden.
Hurry, Gordon, come on.
Moody?
Leg it.
I know that's you again, Moody. You paid for this.
Come on, you little minxes. Come on, you little... Oh, you little bitch. Oh, you're about the same. What are you trying to do to me altogether?
Thelma Mansfield there.
Exciting.
Well, a lovely garden it was, too. I brought back a couple of things, funnily enough. A few clippings, a birdhouse and a lawnmower. Take a look at that, Garrett.
Well, be careful with that.
Oh, look. Breed of coffee for everybody.
There's a nest inside here.
Well, you just sit on that for a while, Garrett, would you? And would you check that pregnancy test for me, Breda? Now, settle down. Aer Lingus, the cuts. Isn't it awful?
Oh,
Desperate, very, very bad.
Jim Madden, you're RTE's marketing consultant, and you've been examining the situation at Aer Lingus for us. Jim, Aer Lingus, recovery on the way, or has the treatment killed the patient? Huh?
Well, Monica, as you've been saying, Aer Lingus is a mess. You know, and it looks like, as far as I'm concerned, it's going to stay a mess unless some drastic action is taken. But I believe that I have a solution.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Brenda, you know one thing that's really always annoyed me? Why is it called Dublin Airport? I mean, it's not in Dublin.
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, actually, no, Monica, it is in Dublin. It's,
Yeah. And Paul Hill is one of the Kennedys. Sorry, Jim, I'll get back to you in a minute. Brenda, you know what I mean, don't you?
Yes, I do. Well, I travel a lot with my work and Shane, and it's very inconvenient now. I have to come out from Killiney.
Well, exactly. My point,
away.
exactly. It's people from the south side who are buying the tickets, Brenda. I mean,
that's true.
Northsiders go on the ferry. Couldn't we arrange a swap?
Now, Monica, you know, choosing a site for an airport is a complicated business.
Yes.
No, but anyway, if I can get back to the main point.
Okay, Jim. I'm sorry I brought it up. I'm sorry. So, Aer Lingus is a mess. The airport is in the wrong place. Jim Madden, you're a marketing consultant. What is Aer Lingus's main problem?
Well, the way I see this,
Well, it's just a stupid name for a start. I mean, it's a stupid Irish make-up name. I mean, Lingus, what does that mean? People find it very difficult to understand. You know, it's very confusing. I find it very easy to forget, and I think other people do as well.
I can't agree with you there. I have no problem with the name at all. I mean, I have a little trick, in fact, which I use to remember it.
Jim, could we just get to the point here, please?
Oh, right, yeah. Now, okay. Well, the difficulty here. Now, Monica, let's not kid ourselves, okay? Basically, it's an image problem.
Right.
You know, I mean, outside of Ireland, people just don't know Aer Lingus exists. Okay? I mean, you take, for example, you take, for example, Qantas or KLM or British Airways. I mean, these are all well-known, well-established names, you know, in the international scene. And nobody knows about Aer Lingus. Now, what I am suggesting...
The Una Claffey of international airlines, Jim. Comment.
Indeed. So... Aer Lingus obviously needs to do something to, how can I put this, to put itself on the map.
Right, so like a new ad campaign, that kind of thing.
Well, that's not what I had in mind.
Well, extending its flight routes.
That's not actually possible.
Wouldn't work.
Regulation.
No.
Well, no, what then? What?
How about a crash?
Sorry, Jim, do you mean a financial crash?
No, a crash. An air crash.
An air crash.
Now, picture this. You know what I'm saying? You know, a mid-air collision, like a fireball on takeoff.
I don't know.
You know, a blazing fuse. No, really. Blazing fuselage crashing into the terminal building. Yeah, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
How would this benefit Aer Lingus?
Well, major international news coverage. The world's press. You know, headlines on the front of every paper. And possibly a government inquiry which would run for months. You see what I'm getting
Jim, now, what would the cost of such a marketing strategy be? Oh, look, Garrett banging away on the counter.
I have worked this out, and I can tell you now, it breaks down as follows. One plane, that's it.
That's it.
Absolutely. No overheads, no hidden extras.
No. So clarify this for me, Jim. You're advocating a major disaster as a marketing strategy.
Absolutely. I mean, we found it very successful in the case of RTE. You know, we've had 5, 6 major disasters in the past 2 years.
Oh, well, Witness Fair City.
Exactly, a good example. And we've a few more lined up for the coming autumn schedules. We've a Marty Whelan show that we're particularly hopeful will be a big disaster.
I know. So, Jim, to sum up, Aer Lingus, new name, new airport, major air disaster, problem solved.
You know it makes sense.
Fine food for thought there. And I hope Bernie Cahill is listening. Thank you, Jim. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
Moody, she's your friend.
Well, it's a lovely picture, Gary.
Thank you.
Yes, very nice. Well, of course, and everybody will be trapped inside in the blazing plane.
Hopefully for at least 12 hours. You know, that would be perfect.
We're back, John. Sorry. Right around. Well, I see from my newspapers that tomorrow marks the very special birthday of one Mr. Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. He's 50 years young, and I must say, doesn't he look marvellous, Brenda?
Oh, fantastic. You'd never think he was 50. You know, he looks a lot younger. Of course, I'd be mad
well,
about
except
him
for the neck. Now, the neck gives him away. You see it there? It's all kind of wrinkled and leathery, isn't it? It's sort of like a turtle. Well, more like a scrotum than a neck. Makes you wonder what the scrotum looks like, doesn't it, Brenda?
I'd say that would tell a few stories.
There's one about a Mars bar, isn't there?
Great idea, Jim. Breda, would you ever nip out and get us a few Mars bars? Good girl. Anyway, we were sitting around, listeners, talking about Mick Jagger earlier and his neck.
And his scrotum.
Back off, Brenda. And we discussed discovered that we'd a big Rolling Stones fan here amongst us. So given the day that's in it, we thought a little tribute was in order. So ladies and gentlemen, to sing Honky Tonk Woman by the Rolling Stones, here's Dr. Garrett Fitzgerald. Take it away, ex-world leader. Carmen Sita Hederman on piano.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, isn't that lovely? She's a dab hand. Off you go,
I
Garrett.
met her gin-soaked barroom queen in Memphis.
Isn't he marvellous for a man of his age?
And she tried to take me upstairs for a ride.
Can you imagine it, Brenda?
She had to leave me right across her shoulder.
Very painful.
I had a camera.
'Cause I
Brenda.
just can't seem to drink it off my mind.
Well done, Garrett.
She's
On
a
you go.
honky tonk woman.
Wonderful. Don't rush ahead of him, Carmen Sita.
Give me the honky tonk blues.
Wonderful. Well done. Lovely, Garrett. A very moving tribute.
Very good.
Why don't you go out and get some air? You look a bit flushed,
sorry.
lovey. Yeah. Thank you, Carmen Sita. Right, Carmen Sita, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah. What did you think, Brenda?
I'd say don't give up the day job.
If we had one. Carmen Sita Hederman did. Oh, no, now, on a more serious note. We don't often have our Woman of the Week on 2 weeks in a row. They tend to be 7-day wonders. But I've made an exception in this case. She was on last week. She's a woman I admire passionately. She's Maureen Huge, and I owe her an apology. Maureen, welcome.
Thank you, Monica.
Maureen, what can I say? I feel so ashamed. As listeners will know, you were last week's Woman of the Week, and I have to say, after the show, the switchboard was absolutely jammed with listeners complaining about the way I conducted the interview. You came on this show in good faith to talk about your marvellous work, and I, for some reason, began to insult you gratuitously, making needless remarks, particularly about your weight. Maureen, I can't apologise enough.
No apologies accepted, Monica. Anyone can have a bad day.
That's very big of you, Maureen. Your work, Maureen, that's what you're here to talk about. That's what you tried to talk about last week. Let's talk about it now.
Well, Monica, as I mentioned last week, I've been working for some time with children from the travelling community.
Yes, you did say that.
We've been organising a training project to help them with educational and social needs, and it's been terribly rewarding.
Marvellous. I feel so ashamed. Now, educational and social needs, what would that involve, Maureen?
Well, we've instigated several programmes focusing on education in the broadest sense, academic, vocational, living skills.
So not just reading, writing and arithmetic, eh?
No, no. We cover a huge range of topics: management, hygiene,
Diet?
no, no, we don't
Sorry,
cover diet.
moving on from travellers, you've also, as you told us last week, yes, come back from Bosnia recently. Now, talk to me about that.
Right. Well, it was, Monica, as you can imagine, a horrifying experience
I
in
can,
many, many
yes.
ways. We really don't know how lucky we are here.
Oh, I know.
Hey,
Here's Garrett Fitzgerald back with us. Garrett, you know Maureen Huge,
Yes, I
don't
do.
you?
Hello,
Yes.
Garrett.
can I tempt you to a chalk ice?
Garrett,
No, thank
Maureen
you.
does not need a chalk ice, Garrett. There is no reason to suggest she wants a chalk ice any more than Brenda does. In fact, Brenda probably needs one a lot more than Maureen. Sorry, Maureen, I didn't... Now, let's move on. Garrett, sit down.
Right.
Right. Well,
yeah, thanks very much.
Bosnia, Maureen.
Yes.
Bosnia.
The situation in Bosnia is appalling in many ways, particularly because the United Nations seem powerless to avert this tragedy.
No, and a woman like you must find that very hard to stomach. Or swallow, whatever. Anyway, moving on.
Well, I must say that's an interesting choice of words there, Monica. Well, what people in the West have to realise is that we can't have our cake and eat it.
I'm sorry. Sorry, chalk ice caught in my throat. Go on,
What
Maureen.
we
Keep
need to do
talking.
is to impose sanctions.
Here's Breeder with the Mars bars.
God,
Breda.
timing, Breeder, timing.
Sorry, Brady, you wouldn't mind helping me to unwrap me Mars bar, would you?
Would you like a Mars bar, Maureen? Not
no,
that
thank
you
you.
look like you
Mars
need
bars.
one or
I don't
want
want
one or
one.
eat them or indeed eat anything.
Breda.
Help me, Garrett, help
Shame
me.
it's not king size, huh?
Well, of course, Bosnia is a problem of absolutely enormous dimensions.
Yes, go on, Maureen. Tell us about the children.
Yes. If I've slightly lost my train of thought here.
It's the children, Maureen.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Well, one day, as I was out in the country, the sun was shining, and it was very, very hot indeed, and the birds were singing, and it was quite easy to forget that we were in a war zone.
Yes, go on. Give us a chance there.
And as I was walking up the hill, I saw a settlement. No, it wasn't a settlement really. What would you call it? A village or a hamlet?
Yeah. Village will do. Get on with it, Maureen. Garrett, give me a Mars.
And as I came closer, I suddenly saw what I think was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And do you know what that was?
Well, no, what? A baby?
No.
Well, I don't know. A house, a river?
No. Guess again.
Oh, Jesus, Maureen, a ham sandwich.
No, Monica. It was
what was it? A cake, a turkey, a plate of sausages.
Look, this is ridiculous. I'm not continuing with this interview.
What, Maureen? A Christmas hamper, a bag of chips, a bucket of spaghetti. I mean, what, Maureen?
No, this
what
isn't
the hell
fair. No, I'm
was
not
it?
staying here to be insulted again.
Oh, fine. Go. You start off some boring, bloody, long-winded story and you don't even tell us the punchline. God almighty. Why can't you finish your stories the same way as you finished your Mars bar, Maureen, eh? Oh, yeah. There she goes. Maureen Huge, our Woman of the Week for a record-breaking 2 weeks running. We'll be back after this. Breda, run after her and give her a hamper or something, would you?
Tell us, Monica, does Breda do the bell thing?
Monica Moody, she's the best.
Now, at this juncture, I'd just like to say, Chris de Burgh's wife, isn't it awful? Brenda, you know the de Burghs, another makey-uppy name, incidentally. It is a tragedy, isn't it?
Desperate. It must have been a terrible shock for Chris, you know, even if he does have a very silly makey-up name.
Absolutely. Now, I'd imagine it's difficult enough, God knows, to get a singing career off the ground without your wife going and falling off a horse and breaking her neck. Jim, you're interested in disasters coming?
Oh, yeah, dreadful. It seems to have come as quite a shock to people, and that's the beauty of something like this. You know?
Great shock for her in particular, I'd imagine. Huh? Complete surprise, bolt out of the blue, I'm sure. Garrett?
Yes, indeed, Monica. Statistically, breaking your neck can lead to very serious complications.
But fortunately, she survived. She had a miraculous recovery. Miraculous, huh? Garrett?
Yes, she's very lucky. I'm happy to report, as a doctor, that medical staff expect her to make a complete recovery from the accident.
A miraculous recovery, in fact, yes, from the accident. Accident, Garrett, you sure about that? We're all now entirely certain about this, are we?
She broke her neck, Monica. She fell off a horse and broke her neck. Of course it was an accident.
Oh, yes, but this week. She fell off a horse and broke her neck this week. Funny that, isn't it? Jim, sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I'm not sure I see what you're getting at here, Monica.
Well, consider the facts. Consider the facts. Chris de Burgh's wife has never broken her neck before. Chris de Burgh has never been top of the bill at a major pop concert in Tipperary before. Yet, the week before this concert is the same week Chris de Burgh's wife chooses to break her neck and gets splashed all over the front pages of the papers. Coincidence, Jim? Coincidence?
Well, yes, Monica. It was actually just a coincidence. And
yes, and on top of everything else, to make sure those last few tickets sell out, he's been all over the papers again for defaulting on his tax, and all in the same week. Wife breaks her neck, he defaults on tax. Result: concert in Thurles sold out. You see?
Really, Mark, I think you'll find that these events are entirely unrelated. There's no possible connection.
No, fine. You have your theory, I have mine. But we wish her well, whatever their motives. You know, I think a short tribute is in order. Garrett, would you do the honours? Carmencita, take it away. Carmencita, don't be smart.
I'll just clear my throat here, if I may.
No, Garrett, not that glass. It's my pregnancy test. Oh, God, there it goes. Brita, did you get a look at it? Had it turned pink? What? I can't hear you.
I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight.
What's that, John? Oh, end of the show, right? We wrap up.
I've never seen you shine so bright.
Thank you, all my guests in studio.
You were amazing.
Join me again next week, listeners.
I've never seen so many men asking if you wanted to dance.
Lovely girl.
Looking for a little romance.
Gorgeous.
Given half a chance.
Lovely.
Lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. There's nobody here
Carmesita, are you doing that deliberately? Oh, Breda, go over there and give her a puck, would you? Breda, get me Gonzaga on the phone. Better safe than sorry.
The Monica Moody Show featured Pauline McLynn, Pom Boyd, David Parnell and Jonathan White. The script was written by Gerry McNamara and Fiona Looney. Monica Moody was devised by Gerry McNamara. The programme was produced by Caden.